Hey everyone, it is All-Star Ethan here, and I am back. It's been a little while since I've done a guide video, certainly one on Ranked, and I've not played a great deal this season, so I am currently only in the Plat lobbies. I'm not going for the Masters like usual. However, I played 3 games last night, and each one of them was better than the last, so I thought now's a good time to do a little 3-part series on how to win with randoms, basically, so I was solo queuing every time. This is obviously part 1, which will be the first game, and the games actually got better, sort of like as they went along as well, but this first one is a real cracker. I actually ended up almost getting a 4K in the end, so that's pretty dope. But what I'm going to do is basically just talk through any kind of decision makings. I'll pause at the appropriate times and things like that, and basically talk about how I play with randoms. Now, I'm not playing on mic in this game as well. I've just been playing with pings. Certainly in the Plat lobbies, I don't think it's really necessary to have a mic. Certainly when you get into Diamond, you're probably going to want to do that. However, I'll show you how I sort of use pings to kind of communicate with my teammates a little bit on what's going on. So you can see here that we have just landed. Now, I'm playing Valkyrie. I've not played... Oh, I played her at the start of the season when she first came out, and then I haven't played her in a while. But for solo queue and rank, she's really, really handy because her ability to escape when you are sort of like caught in the middle of like 2 or 3 people, especially if your teammates are gunned down as well. You know, randoms as they are, can't always rely on them. So she has that ability to escape, which is really awesome. But then she's also very handy for your actual team as well with her repositioning tool as well. I think she's almost vital in ranks at the moment, the same kind of way that, you know, your Wraith used to be and such. But you'll notice in some of these matches we get a real kind of like mix of players. So here we've got a Revenant and a Pathfinder with us. And just starting the match, I've absolutely just been talking over it. But there is a team honours obviously dropped. I've managed to get a gun, and what I did was I took a couple of pot shots at the guy, but I ran back into the building to get involved. I'm just going to pause it here. So what's happened is I took a couple of shots at that guy. I think he did a little bit more damage to me, so I came back into the building to heal up. Now, I know I've got 2 people on my roof because I can hear them at the moment, which is why I thought I'll try and peek out, because as Valkyrie, you can obviously just use her jetpack to kind of get up there and take some shots. But with 2 people up there, way, way, way too dangerous. And I know this bit fire is OP, but I don't feel very comfortable with it. If I had like an R9 or an R301, I'd feel a lot more comfortable about going up there. However, what I've noticed is because we've got 2 people up there, I was thinking about pushing it, but I came back inside, partly because it's dangerous, and also because I noticed that my 2 teammates, if you have a little look on the map, are very close to each other, and they were actually on an enemy, and you can see one of them has just downed the enemy there as well. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to try and keep the attention of those 2, which is also a little bit why I peeked out there as well, to kind of get their attention, let them know I'm underneath them, so they're worrying about me rather than worrying about my 2 teammates there. That leaves my teammates free to basically down that guy, and I can get my little heal off. These guys aren't going to push me in the build, not when I'm sat on a door like this, and I've still got 2 teammates on the outside. So you can hear a Loba now putting her thing down. My teammates have finished somebody, and I've still got these guys on the roof. I'm waiting for them to move at the moment, and my teammates downed one that was underneath me. So this one had jumped up. So it's just that Loba left on top of the roof. I want the finish on this guy. You never want to, like, leave people alive if you don't have to, you know? If you've got the chance to finish them, then you should do. And there we go. Only get an assist there on the Loba, but it will do for the start of the match. We end up picking up all of our kills and assists much later on anyway, so that's fine. Say much later on, not too much later. Okay, so when you drop, the first thing you're going to want to notice is obviously, have you got a team with you? And you're going to want to try and take care of that team as fast as possible. That fight actually went on quite a long time. Way, way, way longer than I would like to have had it go on for. We were quite lucky not to get pushed by another team during that. I think any teams that were maybe fighting around Fight Club, etc. were probably too busy to come over there. But normally I would expect to get attacked by that. And as I'm going in to go and attack a team in Void, my teammates are pinging enemies, are coming to us now. And this, I think, now is the teams coming from Fight Night. So they were a little bit late to the action. We got lucky that they took a while to come over, big time. If they came over during the middle of that fight, that could have been a lot more awkward. But my teammates have spotted them, and I think my teammates put down a little bit of covering fire on them as well, forced them off a little bit. And I can actually hear them shooting now. So I need to try and get over here as fast as possible, so I'll go for that. I'm just going to put some nades in. I know there's a guy behind that box somewhere. Our Pathfinder kind of pushed up a little bit too far on there, kind of got himself stuck in the open, but he's done enough. He's done the damage, and one of them's down already, so he should survive this at least. And there you go, you see 2 death boxes there because my teammate just finished the kill, but I think there's still somebody over there, so there must have been 2 teams. And actually it's bleed out, wasn't it, as well, so it's happened to bleed out at the same time, and there is another team as well. So grab the banner quickly, and then decide to just get out of there, okay? So my Revenant is in a much safer position than I am. He's up at the top of that hill. If you have a little look on the minimap up there, and he's near the respawn beacon, so I know he can respawn in my Pathfinder. I've grabbed his banner, and if you have a look at the minimap there, look, yeah, 6 people all there. So this is why Valk is so handy as well. If you do get caught with your knickers down, which happens, you can always use your Valkyr, and you don't have to use it with teammates. The Revenant was safe. There was no point in me waiting around for him to get to me. He was already here. All I needed to do was use it to get out myself, because otherwise it would have taken a long time to run around there, or I might get caught by one of those teams. So now that we know those 2 teams are fighting, they're both coming in to try and third our fight, I think, or the fight that we were thirding, as rank goes, you know, 5th parties and everything. And now they're fighting each other, so you see all of these rampart things. So I'm being a little bit careful here. See, so I know that rampart's broken. I don't want to make too much of a nuisance of myself, because that will get both teams focusing me. So I need to kind of focus one person at a time. So I'm focusing for this rampart here. And I think she's actually been down by somebody else. I'm trying to decide what is the Mirage here. Yeah, none of those, but it's always nice to get rid of the decoys at least. There we go, we're getting the finish on these as well. That was the rampart, so I got the assist on that one, which was nice. I was going to grab a little bit of loot. We've got the time. Those teams are still fighting each other. Going to grab a scout. Scout and a flatline is an amazing combo, by the way. That's much better than the guns I had just a moment ago. Certainly prefer the flatline to the Spitfire as well. So, going to get a couple of shots on with the scout, and there we go. Managed that. Aim is not great, by the way. This was my first match on. Just saying. The aim gets better later on. Give me a couple of minutes warm up, and then it's usually okay. Always prefer the 3-time sight than the 2-to-4 as well. So we've been scanned here. So one of the teams is finished, and now we've just got the other team, and it is a full 3, I believe. So they're coming in pretty hard now. You can see Arcstar's coming in. The Valkyrie made a little bit of a mistake here, coming down. Oh, we almost get one more headshot. I think she was done on there as well. So that at least has kept them at bay a little bit, or it should do. So yeah, they've gone back up to the top there rather than pushing in. I'm going to try and lay down some fire with the scout. This is why scout and flatline is such a good combination, because especially this point in the match where teams are a little bit distant from each other, the scout just, oh man, it just rains down on people. I love it. I really do love the scout so much. I know the 30-30 has had a buff recently, and I've got to say I've still not really tried it. Like I say, I've not been playing Apex as much, and fuck, this one's sneaking around on us. I'm just going to try. Yep, my teammate just does enough there, and I get shot in the back. So I completely did not hear that person behind us. I was really surprised somebody actually came up behind us on that. But my teammate, solid. I get behind the pillar there just to make sure that we've got a little bit of cover. And I'm just making sure to use the Valkyrie passive as well, just to make sure that we are behind something where we can heal up. My teammates are actually playing really well for randoms. I'm not having to even ping much generally, but I'm ping this enemy here. So I know he's weak. Teammate shooting him as well. I've hit him flesh. He's got to be weak. So let's just finish him off there. And my teammate actually gets the finish in the end. But that's okay. So I want to actually make sure that he's dead completely. So I'm shooting through that shield there. We've got plenty of ammunition, so I'm not worried about that whatsoever. And but I hear somebody coming up above me here, and he's helped my teammates out a little bit. And there we go. We get a couple of shots into that dude just to finish him off. So really important thing about playing with randoms is your game sense. I'm just going to pause here. So your game sense needs to really be on it, because you don't have those people on mic that are telling you, oh, he's one shot, you know, I've hit him 120 and things like that. So you've got to pay attention to who your teammates are shooting at and whether those shots are hitting as well. Sometimes you can hear them hitting, sometimes you can see them. That case, couldn't really do either, but my teammates so far have really been proving themselves. I've been getting, I mean, I've got 4 assists, so like those guys have clearly been getting some kills. So trusting the teammates that they're doing the damage and making sure that you are there to actually get a couple more shots in and just finish that person off. And it's been working really well so far with these randoms, in case of, I think I've had obviously 4 times they've been finishing off my ones. That one I've finished off their one as well. So got to watch out for that. Who are they shooting at? Who to target, basically. So Pathfinder, again, got himself stuck out in the open. So this is something I've got to be wary of, because that's twice that's happened now, that the Pathfinder has got himself stuck out there. So he's pinging the Corsic, I believe. And that Corsic's like really, really actually weak as well on the respawn, obviously. So somebody tried to get him up there, but didn't manage it. So he's laying down some cover fire whilst my teammate revives. So really, really important thing here as well is my teammates... let's take this back just a touch. So my teammate here that needs reviving, the Pathfinder, is coming up the hill. He's trying to get behind this tractor truck thing. Forklift. Because he obviously needs a little bit of cover. So the important thing that I do is make sure that I'm also on that thing and actually providing cover out. It's no good me being sort of like back, sort of like over this way, if you look on the minimap. It's no good me sort of like backing off over here, because it allows that team then to push up onto the respawn. Even if I am putting down some suppressing fire across the field, they could still get there in various ways. Maybe it's a Bangalore smoke, you know, maybe they chuck, you know, some grenades in there first and things like that. Maybe one of them just pins me down so that I can't provide any support fire. But it's important that rather than backing off and providing support fire, that I am on my teammates on there and being able to actually shoot out and keep this team back. And also, I need to heal, but I'm not going to heal until my teammates are done reviving, sorry. Because I've got to be there to put that fire down. So I think I put down enough fire to actually completely keep them off us. Now, there's a team being respawned in here as well, but it might be better for us to actually get over into a good position here. I fancy a couple of pot shots at that guy, but it's no good. Another great thing about that, I love being able to kind of go in the air a little, having a bit of vertical goodness is really awesome. So we saw a Bloodhound scan come from up here. So again, it's going to rewind a little bit. So we see a Bloodhound scan, yeah, come from up there. My teammates ping it out as well. So we all know that there's a team up there. So we've got to get ourselves in a better position. At the moment, we're kind of stuck between ourselves and the team that just respawned in at Fight Night. So we need to come around. So gesture with a mouse. We need to come around this part here. I feel like maybe trying to come up here and getting a little bit of height, but my teammates got the better idea actually of going up around there to the top. We want to really be flanked around on this so that we're not trapped between the two teams. just in case there's someone there, you know. That was more because we're running around, and just in case there was someone peeking it, I wanted to make sure that I had a few shots on them at least, even if it didn't hit them. My Pathfinder again has been caught a little bit with his pants down, but the Revenant's putting some fire. We've got somebody coming up behind us here, so I've got to take care of this guy, and fortunately I do. Scout coming in clutch there, and it's actually the Revenant ends up going down after saving the Pathfinder. I'm going to finish this guy off because the Pathfinder at the moment is managing to kind of keep that other guy pinned, and I know the Revenant's pinging on mental here, but got to ignore him, get ourselves sorted first. And there you go. We come in just to help at the end there, right? I don't know why his Revenant's being like so mental with his pings here. I mean, we've been playing well together all match. Like, dude, you know we're going to revive you. Just chill out a little bit. We got this. We've got to win the fight first, all right? So, what I did there by sort of like going off finishing that Pathfinder, it's a little bit selfish in a way, and I know certainly if I was playing with my mates on mic, they'd be screaming, where are you, man, get in the fight. But sometimes you've got to take care of yourself, and I don't know whether they had a third person that could come around and revive the Pathfinder. The last thing I want to do is go out, help my teammates, sit there in a fight 2v1 for a little while, and then, you know, behind me that Pathfinder's been revived by somebody else, and then it ends up at 3v2. It's much better for me to kind of finish off that Pathfinder, then come in. As long as my teammate can just hold them off for a moment, like literally, you know, it's 5-10 seconds to stay alive for. I think the Revenant was pinging so much. You actually have a look here. He is speaking on the mic, but I don't know if my headset just wasn't allowing game chat through or what, or whether he's speaking in a party maybe instead. Oh, he's on yeah, I don't know. He might be speaking in PlayStation Network, but I could never hear him anyway. Okay, so this point in the match, We've got full KP. Okay, we've got the 3 kills and the 4 assists, so that's our full KP. You're going to get 6 max anyway. So we just got to survive, but I am feeling it a little bit in this match. Like I said, it's my first match on. I'm finding my aim now as well. Feel good. In plat lobbies, I never worry too much about actually getting like the win and things like that at the end. I mean, certainly when it gets like late on, I would like to go for it. But I hear the Wraith there. Just get some good shots of me actually. And then the lifeline on the top. So again, the scout at this point in the match is really great for putting down covering fire. I mean, that was 1 headshot on that Wraith, but it's 49 damage. That's, half your shield's gone. At that point, you don't want to peek anymore. So that's why it is so effective. I'm trying to get myself in a good position, and this lifeline's pretty good. And again, we're smashing this Wraith, but I've got to back up. I mean, HP-wise, whew, not looking good in the end there. So we're going to get a heal up anyway. I really, really wanted the down on that Wraith. Especially now as well, the lifeline doesn't have that Wraith shield there. So if I did get down the Wraith, I might have been able to actually finish her off as well. That's one of those situations where you probably want a mic. If I had a mic on then, I could have shouted out to my teammates, like, shoot these guys, man. This Wraith is low. Just keep shooting them. It's 3 of us, 2 of them. We got enough shields to blast through that a little bit. But my teammate now actually uses Rev Totem. Really good, and we got a zipline going across as well, so we're just going to push in with our teammates here. And again, we're going to finish off this lifeline because sometimes you get sent back from the Rev Totem. I can't believe the Wraith actually came up and pushed this. I almost destroyed our own totem there. Spawning back in on it. Now we can always push this. It's just the Wraith left. The lifeline, even if she had a golden arc, we've already sorted that. I'm just noticing here that there's a gold heavy mag on that care package, and I've not picked it up, and I don't know if I do. During this. I can't remember. I hope I pick it up later. So there's somebody in here, but this is not the Wraith. This is Wattson. So at the moment, I'm a little bit like, I know there's a Wraith somewhere, and I hear her. There she is. She's not noticed me, fortunately. And I cannot believe she gets away with that. But we use our cover well here as well. So I'm just going to get back. This is not necessarily to do with ranks. This is a bit more individual fighting wise. So, okay. So on that door, I now know that there's 2 different people. And I feel like they're on different teams because we never saw that Wattson before. So I'm thinking it's 2 solos. So we know there's a Wraith. We know there's a Wattson. I know the Wattson is upstairs. So I'm keeping an eye on that staircase. But I hear the Wraith on my left over here. I just want to watch sort of like the movement here. So I noticed the Wraith hasn't spotted me, so I'll finish this off. Get these shots on. What I'm going to be trying to do now, because I'm shooting the Wraith, obviously, that is my priority focus. But I know that the Wattson is over on these stairs, or upstairs. So the only way she can get to me, really, is by coming down those stairs. So I'm going to try and always be keeping a little bit of cover on my right-hand side. So I'm going for the Wraith. Get a little bit annoyed that I don't get it, but I instantly go behind these things. I know she's on that staircase. I don't know if she's going to come down or not, but I need to put that cover between us just in case she does. As it happens, literally, as I get behind that cover, she starts shooting at me. So the timing on there happened to be perfect. It might not have been. It might have been too early. It might have been too late. It happened to be perfect that time. But the important thing was knowing that I needed to put that cover in between us. Like that. Okay, she actually did well there. My shots weren't great. And her movement was okay. So she did it right there, but we were always winning that fight though, at that point. As soon as she sort of missed that first bunch of bullets by hitting that bit of cover, we'd won the fight. That's why that sort of thing is so important. So it looks now as though another team might be pushing us, and we got the ring coming in, so we're in a little bit of a predicament here. I want to blast off. I'm trying to get my teammates to understand that. So come on, guys, come on. And it just takes too long. It takes too long to get to us. That's all right. That's no problem. He was quite far away. Probably didn't know what the plan was. Again, this is what you need a microphone. You really do. It doesn't matter too much at this level, but we've got a little bit of a run on our hands as well. But some relatively okay movement there gets us out of it. Like I said, this was my first match of the day, and it's my first match playing Valk in a long time, actually, as well, since, the first split, so, yeah, ooh, can't believe that trap did not go off. Good pings from the teammate here. So I know I'm getting shot from the side, but you've got to finish that kill there. Just got to do it. Okay. A little bit risky from the Pathfinder to get the finish on there, but that's okay. If someone came around the corner there, we might have been in trouble, but yeah, do. Just going to grab a little bit of ammo while I can. And of course some bats and things. We're pretty safe here. There's a few teams around us, so they're kind of busy with each other. I know there's a caustic in this building. I'm looking at the moment. I actually don't know these buildings too well. I'm looking to see whether there's anything I can kind of get up to with Valkyrie where I can shoot through the window. But the windows are just a little bit too high on each thing. So you can't do it. And okay, so I think about shooting those guys. Okay, this is quite important here. So I'm looking for a way to kind of get a few shots on the caustic team that build. I wonder whether there's any little special ceilings, window ledges you can sit on and shoot through. But it didn't look like there were. And I hear the zip line coming from the left. At the moment, I actually don't see them there. I should have seen them there, but I didn't. So you can see they are zip lining through. And I decide very, very quickly there, that's too much for me to take on. I had like no cover in front of me. I sort of like have these little things that I could have run to, but if I ran there, they've got the height on me, really just jump on me and ape me. So I have to decide really, really quickly there to basically get out of that situation. So, train of thought here. Oh, let's take some shots on. No, okay, no. Back off, back off. And just, again, using my passive to make sure that we don't take too many shots. We take a few, and we're going to slow heal as well. Save those batteries. May as well slow heal when you've got the time to do it. That's the important thing. Save the bats for when you've got to really clutch one off, you know. And unfortunately, I didn't have my gun out there, so this was a little bit of trouble, but we still did it. He was not a great shot, and my movement was pretty good in the end there as well. Again, I'm really surprised that that dude came down to try and attack us. That's pretty mental, pretty mental. Okay, so I ping my ultimate this time, because I'm like, they weren't here with me quick enough this time, so I'm like, right, they've introduced this new mechanic, go down, ping the ultimate, let them know it's ready, so that's what I want to do. But as expected. Okay, there we go. We're ready. We've got to wait. Come on, dude. Come on. We're going to get trapped again if this Revenant's up with us. Come on, dude. Come on. Okay. Real importance of using a mic if you don't. Even if you switch it on for short periods of time. The reason I wasn't using mine was because I don't know. I've got it's really dodgy wireless headset with a weird controller, and yeah, it's all messed up for some reason. I've got a Fusion Pro Power A controller, and it doesn't like wireless headsets for some reason. Okay, it's going to go back. So, obviously waiting here, the ring's coming in, Revenant finally gets to us, and there's a dude behind us for some reason. No idea why. So we've got to get out, and we pop a bat off, because you've got to pop the bat off when you've got the chance to. We're about to go into a big team here, so I've got to get it, and using Val here at the utmost. So if I didn't pop that bat off, I would have now been on about half health or so. So that's why I got it off. Just if you can, if you've got that, you know, whatever it's 8 seconds, just do it. Pathfinder doesn't make it. Got this team on us, and I cannot believe he got me there. That must have been lots of headshots, I think, on me. When you're shooting from height, it's really easy to get headshots on people, because that's all you can see usually. I'm actually really surprised that Rev managed to get this res off here. That was really, really cool of him. And he gets his ult as well, so it kind of keeps him off us a little bit. I realised that he could have seen me from up there, so I'll come around to the other side of the pillar here. Making sure I'm fully healed up before taking the Rev Totem, so now I can take it. And he's actually managed to get it down on one of them as well, which is really, really good. He stayed on like 1 HP in his Rev thing. That's really dope, man. Really good stuff, Rev. Proud of you. Okay, so we got ourselves some loot. Rev Totem's going to be pointless here now. So it's us and 2 teams. So here's one of the teams up there. Not amazing shots at this point, but that is okay. I'm going to try a Skynade and then Yeah, I rethink that. I rethink beaking anything after taking a sniper headshot like that. Jesus. Is that about 120 damage? Whew. Yeah. Fortunately, they were never going to push in on that. So, I actually feel like they've moved off this building, so I'm trying to get my teammate to push in, and I'm having a little look. Yeah, I'm actually really, really sure they've moved off. And I see them there on the left-hand side. So, get up on top of here, we can take a few shots on these guys. Yeah, not amazing. Hit him like twice. A little bit better on that one, but with a purple barrel with an R301, I mean, I know I can keep that thing steady. It's always the case, though, isn't it? I mean, as much as you get the recoil down in the firing range, when you come into an actual match, sometimes it's just don't go your way, you know. Make sure we grab a little bit of light ammo. So I'm hoping that these two teams are going in for each other here. I'm not sure. I think one's a duo and a solo at this point is what I'm thinking. So the duo is pushing the solo. We get a couple of shots on. I hit flesh there as well, so I'm like, right, time to go in. And they're getting a res off. They don't manage it, so we get enough shots in. Just finish it off. So that's it. So we get the win, we get the full KP, everything good. Like I say, the other two games are better than this one. If you do want to see those as well, I'm going to try and be maybe a little bit more in-depth with decision making on the next one. So if you want to watch that, that would be awesome. Hit the sub button and the little bell thing as well to get a ping through when that video comes out. So there'll be a part 2 and a part 3 as well. So these were 3 matches that I played all in a row. So just to show you that this isn't like a one-off fluke type thing. This is game after game after game kind of style here. I mean, obviously, you know, there's 3 games that happen to be pretty good together. It doesn't always go the way. I think the 4th match I played, 2 kills, 1 assist, something like that. You know. However, the second game is good, and the third game was really good. The third game was a lot of kills and really high damage again as well. So that was really, really nice. Just have a little look here. Just see the kind of randoms that you get, because sometimes you get really, really poor people. Sometimes you get people that are actually pretty decent. My teammates on this one, they happen to be pretty good as well. The Pathfinder was definitely the worst. We could tell by his positioning. He was getting caught out a lot of the time. So you could tell by that. However, 3 kills, 3 assists, put down 1,000 damage. You can't complain with that kind of stuff. I would say, unfortunately, he just got caught out a couple of times, basically. And he died at the end when we were trying to Valk away, and he was actually on me as well, like ready to Valk, and it was the Revenant that's kind of hung back and basically got the Pathfinder killed. So that was really unfortunate for that dude. Otherwise, he would have been there fighting the last parts with us as well. Myself, obviously, 7 kills, 5 assists, can't complain with that. 3,500 damage, really, really happy with that. That's having the scout, that's what that does. And it might seem like pointless damage. I mean, 7 kills, 8 knocks, 3,500 damage. There's a lot of extra damage there. But all of that time, when I'm doing that damage, it's keeping teams off us. And that is what's important. And a lot of the time, when you play with randoms, you don't have someone that can do that. So it's quite important for you to be that person that carries something like a scout or a 30-30, or even a wingman. I love a wingman for 2 times to kind of keep people back. That's really nice. And then our Rev, well, if he was in football, you call him a poacher. 10 kills and less than half my damage. So, yeah, this dude was getting the finishes. I have absolutely no complaints about that, man. I love a teammate that will finish off a kill for me. I really, really do. It's so frustrating those times when you're doing like 160, 180 on people and they're just not dying because nobody else is putting any bullets in. So really, really top-notch, that dude. Brings back that importance of looking at who your teammates are shooting at and making sure that you put a couple of bullets in there as well. Apex is designed in such a way where it's difficult to one-clip somebody all the way through the match. When you start getting the kind of magazine sizes where you are able to one-clip people, they start getting better shields, where you'll miss a couple of shots and you can't quite finish them off. So it's designed in such a way where it's really important quite often that 2 people are shooting at somebody at once. And if one of your teams just puts in a little bit of damage on them, it tends to get the finish on there as well. So top notch on there. Anyway, we are, oh man, we're ending up really long. Let's try and leave it at half an hour. Like I say, if you liked this, sub and hit that bell thing so that you get notified for part 2 and 3 as well. All right, other than that, I'll see you next time. Ciao.